Would you wait 45 years for your crypto to reach the moon? I just discovered a prediction that says XRP might hit $1,000 in the year 2070. Yeah, you heard me right. That's 45 years from now. As an XRP holder, that caught my attention big time and sent me on a journey I wasn't expecting. I mean, $1,000 per XRP is a dream target for a lot of us, but waiting until 2070 to see it? It almost sounded like science fiction. I had to know if this was serious or some kind of joke. Turns out, an outspoken member of the XRP community named 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗍 shared a so-called prediction model that maps out XRP's price all the way to 2070. It's not your typical to the moon next year kind of forecast. Instead, it's more like a slow crawl with an almost unbelievable finish way down the line. Now, the crypto community, and especially US XRP fans, has been buzzing with big predictions lately. Ripple's been making headlines partnering with giants like MasterCard and even acquiring companies like G Treasury. All that good news has people excited, thinking maybe XRP is on the brink of something huge. So imagine my surprise when I see someone claim XRP will reach $1,000, but only after decades of baby steps. I mean, talk about a plot twist in the middle of a bull narrative. Of course, I had to share this with others to see if I was the only one going, huh? So I dropped the question in our free Discord server. It's a great educational crypto community, and yes, totally free, to get some opinions. Let me tell you, the discussion blew up. Some folks thought the idea was plain ridiculous. Others were cautiously intrigued. One member joked, "So basically I just hodl until I'm a great-grandpa, right?" Which gave me a good laugh. Another quipped they'd probably end up leaving their XRP to their kids in their will. It was definitely the talk of the day, and here I was, caught in the middle, trying to make sense of this wild timeline myself, breaking down the 45-year XRP timeline. Alright, so what exactly does this prediction model say? Let's break it down step by step, year by year, because it's one heck of a slow burn. 2026. According to this model, XRP would drop to around $1.02 in 2026. Yes, drop. That's a massive fall of roughly 50% from where it is right now, around $2. When I first saw that, I did a double take. Wait, we're supposed to believe XRP will lose half its value next year before any big gains. It felt like a cold splash of water, especially given all the optimism lately. 2027. It gets even gloomier. The prediction suggests XRP might slide further to about 61 cents in 2027. Ouch. For context, we haven't seen XRP in the 60-cent range since way back in late 2024 when it was rallying hard. So this model basically envisions a round trip all the way back to those prices. At this point, I'm thinking, is this model trolling us, or is there some ultra-bearish logic behind it? Seeing a projection that low was pretty discouraging. You'd suspect something seriously wrong would have to happen to reach 61 cents. 2028. Finally, a bit of relief. Sort of. San's model indicates a mild recovery could kick in by 2028. Maybe XRP claws its way up from that 61-cent low, but any celebration would be short-lived according to him because 2029 to 2030. He expects this up and down pattern to continue. By 2030, the model has XRP only getting back to about $2.37. Yep, after all those ups and downs, 5 years from now XRP might just barely return to around today's price range. Essentially, if this model played out, holding XRP through the late 2020s would feel like running in place. A whole lot of turbulence and time just to end up where we started. Imagine holding through 5 years of drama only to break even. That would test anyone's patience. 2031. And then, believe it or not, another dip. The model suggests XRP could slip back to roughly $1.60 in 2031. It's like every time progress is made, a setback follows. At this point in reading the model, I was practically yelling at my screen, when do the good times start? It really felt like one step forward, two steps back. 2036. Well, here's something. Sanj thinks XRP finally hits $10 by 2036. That's a huge number in one sense. From around $2 to 10 is about a 5x gain. But consider that this is 11 years from now. For a lot of XRP holders, $10 is a price they hope for much sooner, not over a decade away. In fact, XRP's price history has seen crazier moves. Remember, it shot up about 580% between November 2024 and January 2025 alone. So hearing it might take until 2036 to only triple or quadruple from current levels felt pretty underwhelming. 2043. Next milestone in the model is around $26 by the year 2043. Now, $26 is an interesting figure. It's one that some analysts like XRP Crypto have thrown around as a possible peak in a much nearer term scenario. But here, we're talking 18 years out. 18 years. I know people who don't even hold stocks for that long, let alone a volatile asset like crypto. 2058, fast forward to 2058, and this is where the fireworks really start. Finally, the prediction suggests XRP could cross $500 around that year. That would be monumental. We're talking a half-century of holding, and at last seeing XRP at several $100s. It's a bit mind-bending to imagine, honestly. If someone held on that long, they'd be in the ultimate crypto hall of fame for patience. True diamond hands status, no question about it. 2070, and then comes the grand finale, $1,000 per XRP by the year 2070. According to this model, that's the moment we've all been waiting for. If you're doing the math, that's a 43,568% increase from today's price. Sounds insane, right? But here's the kicker. If you are, say, 25 years old right now in 2025, you'd be 70 years old in 2070 when this supposedly happens. 70. Reading this timeline, I had a mix of emotions. Part of me was amused. It's like the ultimate long game, as if XRP is a pension plan or something. Another part of me was a bit deflated. Like, really, we're not hitting big numbers until I'm old and grey. Before I go any further down this rabbit hole, I need to make something absolutely crystal clear for you. This might shock you, but I'm not a financial advisor and nothing in this video is financial advice. Cryptocurrencies are highly volatile and you could lose all the money you invest. You should always do your own research and consult a qualified professional. After all, your investments are entirely your responsibility and you should know that nothing is ever guaranteed when it comes to investing. Neither I, this channel, nor YouTube are liable for any losses. And this video is for entertainment and educational purposes only. The script continues with no numerical digits due to the 3,500 plus word count. The remainder will be pasted in part 2 immediately to maintain formatting and character limits. Continued part 2 of final script with all numbers written out. So, how did everyone else react to this crazy 2070 idea? Pretty strongly, as you can imagine. Like I mentioned, my Discord group had a field day with it. People were half joking that they'd be grandparents by the time XRP hits $1,000, or that maybe XRP is actually their retirement plan now. Outside of my little community, the sentiment was just as intense. On one side, you have the skeptics, the XRP critics and naysayers. They pounced on this prediction with glee. To them, it was confirmation of what they've been saying all along. XRP will never hit $1,000, not even in 45 years. Probably not ever. I saw comments essentially saying if it takes that long to reach such a price, what's the point? Then there's the opposite side. The believers, the die-hard XRP fans. These people were not happy with the model either, but for a totally different reason. They argue that 45 years is absurdly long. For them, if XRP is ever going to $1,000, it could happen much sooner, maybe in the next major crypto cycle or two, not basically when we're all old and grey. As for me, I find myself nodding along with points from both sides. The skeptic in me says, all right, $1,000 is a massive leap, over 43,000% increase, and it's fair to be doubtful. But the optimist in me says, 45 years? Come on. If it's going to happen at all, it doesn't need to take that long. Honestly, absolutely no one knows the future, especially not that far out. Another factor to consider is context. We're not in a vacuum where XRP's price will just glide upward in a straight line, or crawl in his case. Real-world events will play a huge role. Think about it. Ripple is forging partnerships, crypto regulations are evolving, new technologies are emerging, the global economy is changing. All these things can accelerate or slow down XRP's rise dramatically. In one of his earlier comments, San actually pointed out how investors tend to panic no matter what. He gave a hypothetical example. Even if XRP somehow soared to $1,200 and then dipped back to $1,000, people would freak out over that drop and forget the massive gain that came before. It's a fair point about human psychology. We often focus on the immediate dip rather than the long journey up. Maybe, just maybe, his whole 2070 model was intended to emphasize that long journey, like a reminder that if you're aiming for a huge goal, you need patience. And even if one day XRP does hit 4 digits, it won't be a smooth ride. There will be spikes and crashes that test our resolve. My journey's takeaway: focus on the ride, not just the destination. After all this, I had a bit of an epiphany. Instead of fixating on some magic number decades in the future, I realized I should focus on what I can do now. If XRP truly has a bright future, great. But I don't need to sit around daydreaming about 2070. In fact, a practical step I'm taking is making sure I'm prepared for whenever the next big market move comes. Lately, I've been trying out different crypto exchanges and getting all my accounts set up and verified ahead of time. Speaking of which, I want to share something cool that can help you get prepared too. Crypto exchange special. I've partnered up with Kraken. Yes, the Kraken, one of the top crypto exchanges, to hook you up with a special limited time offer. Here's the deal. If you sign up for Kraken through my link and trade at least $100 worth of any crypto, excluding stablecoins, within 30 days, Kraken will reward you with $25 worth of XRP. Think of it as invest $100, get $25 in XRP as a bonus. A couple of quick notes. Kraken is a regulated exchange, so you'll need to complete the usual know your customer process when you sign up, if you haven't already. It's pretty straightforward, just the standard ID verification stuff. But doing it now means you won't have to later when timing might be critical. Also, full disclosure, the link is an affiliate link. That means if you use it, you're also supporting the channel at no extra cost to you. All the details, including the official terms and conditions for the promo, are on my site and in the video description. Now, speaking of being prepared, there's something else I want to mention that I'm really passionate about: education. If this wild XRP timeline saga taught me anything, it's that nothing beats understanding what you're invested in. Predictions come and go, but your knowledge and conviction are what carry you through the volatility. That's actually one of the reasons I started 𝗗𝗶𝘀𝗰𝗱.com. It's my online crypto education platform where I share deeper insights and courses on all things crypto. If you feel like leveling up your crypto knowledge, check it out. And as a thank you for tuning in to my video, you can use the code YT50OFF to get 50% off any course or membership on the site. So, will XRP hit $1,000 by 2070? Maybe, maybe not. The truth is, nobody can say for sure. 45 years is basically an eternity in this game. What I do know is that I'm not just here for an end number. I'm here for the journey. This prediction model was a fun thought experiment. It reminded me that huge goals, if they happen at all, take time and patience. But that doesn't mean you just sit idle. You adapt, you learn, and you make the most of the ride. If XRP reaches the moon sooner, fantastic. If it takes longer, well, at least we'll have plenty of stories and lessons along the way. And hey, any prediction, whether it's moonshot hype or ultra-conservative, is just someone's guess. Take it with a grain of salt and trust your own research. If you enjoyed coming along on this little adventure with me, don't forget to subscribe for more personal crypto stories and insights. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.